The wicked don't stop, trying to adopt, but this shit don't stop. Praying that they fall, wanna see them all fall, not one, not two, wanna see them all fall, that they do not rise. Happy she be when he does your little one. See, I know things they don't want you to know. Act like we ain't never told you before. Devil on the earth, that was
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome again to the big, the breakdown Salakia with Officer for 1000 Abadawan and Officer 500 Kayadwan, on the breakdown channel and ISUPK Jamaica channel. You understand? We are streamed on Facebook, also on YouTube. See? So shalom, sir. Yabba Shemi Shai Brakatha.
Shalom, Yabba Shemi Shai Brakatha.
Yeah, man. So tonight we have an interesting show, see? And we have a few topics. The first one we're gonna cover, is the bad behavior of a certain member of parliament. We here in Jamaica, we know him, too well for the same reason, in bad behavior. And his name is Everald Warmington. Hopefully I pronounce his name correctly. See? And we have a video of him basically disrespecting another politician, showing himself to be, very unprofessional.
Everald Warmington.
Can't. All right, there seem to be a long delay, but on the bear with me. See? All right, so the next story that we have is also this giant seaweed build-up. Them say 5,000 miles worth of seaweed heading for the Gulf of Mexico, and also the beaches, the tourist beaches of Florida. You understand? We're going to touch upon that as well. We also...
Look at us going on. Look at us getting our stories then. You might not know every time to come in.
No sweat.
All of them we are going in.
All right, another one can. All right, so without further ado, remember, like this video, share on our social media platform. This is the breakdown, with Officer of 1000, Abadawan, and Officer 500, Kayadwan. All right, so let's jump straight into it. This article says, keep your interests at your yard. Warmington lashes PMP caretaker candidate for joining tour. It says Portland, Jamaica, saying chink and flies were not invited to accompany him on a tour of Portland. You understand? So he's basically calling another politician a chink or fly. Minister Everald Warmington on Wednesday made it clear that a member of the opposition with political aspirations was not welcome. Don't come on my tour. I don't need you here. I am here with the member of parliament, Anne-Marie Vaz. That's enough. Who invited you? And obviously agitated Warmington rant. All right, what we are going to do now, we're going to play the tape so you can see the behavior, because sometimes reading the article, you might not, get the full picture. We're going to show you the tape. See? Remember, like, share, subscribe.
well, and I have interest in this.
The people's concerns brought Minister with responsibility for works, Everald Warmington, to East Portland, but the tour soon turned sour.
I don't know about caretaker. I'm a citizen of this country, and I have interest in this.
Keep your interest to yourself.
No,
and your yard.
No,
don't come on my tour.
Interest.
Don't come on my tour.
May I share my interests?
I don't need you here.
Eh?
You're with the member of parliament. That's enough.
Well, I am here.
You say consult with me?
I am here.
Me not tour with consult. Tour with the mayor.
I am here.
All right, tour with the mayor.
I am here.
So who invited you?
I am a citizen of this
All
country.
the chink, Daffy, and fly when I'm invited.
Justifying his raging.
Salakia. Salakia, sir. You hear him say a while ago?
chink dolphin and fly something like that.
Gone.
Ever notice, our comedians them local, whenever them making them jokes with Warmington, they always pick out the WAR at the first part I name,
The WAR. Oh, the
Yeah, the
war.
war.
Warmington, because
Yeah,
I'm always a war with somebody.
yeah, man. That's him.
Gone.
That is his nature.
Right.
I don't know how him really get how him so feisty. Maybe that was always him. I think he was something like a lawyer or something like that.
Gone.
Yeah, but he's a man who love confrontation still.
Is a man that is very Silaki, if I may, is a man that is very unprofessional in his,
Very,
you know what I mean, in the post that him hold.
very.
You know what I mean? And
He has no diplomacy.
Silaki, I say that again, sir.
He has no diplomacy to be a statesman.
Gone. And Slovakia. And them like to say that the ISUPK, we are terrorists and we are this and we are that and our behavior. When we are, you know what I mean, the brothers in the ISUPK and the command in general, your honor, you know what I mean, have much more decorum than Everald Warmington. You understand? Because command in general, your honor, teach us how to go out there and behave. People might see us out on the corner, you know what I mean? Speaking the truth, you know what I mean?
Hold on.
Slovakia.
You said that they said that we are terrorists. Correction. They don't say we are terrorists. I hope it never reached that stage. They say we are hate group.
Slovakia, they would like to portray us as if we are terrorists, but they like to call us hate groups. You know what I mean? And
yeah, terrorist is a strong term today. Terrorist is like the man who fly the thing over the Kremlin a couple of days ago.
I guess what I wanted to say, thanks for the correction. I guess I wanted to, they would like to, you know, behave as if we are terrorists. You understand? When the leaders that lead you, you know what I mean, behave themselves in a way that is, you know what I mean, not in good representation of you. You vote for them and look how them behave. Look how them treat another citizen. Then you can just only imagine how them govern, you know what I mean, our affairs here in Jamaica. You know what I mean? Slovakia.
Yeah, I mean, I can bet you this man doesn't treat any white or society people around him that way.
Go on.
Anytime you see them behave that way towards them own people, they always be a suck up to the oppressor.
Right.
But like I said, this has always been in nature.
Right.
You see, anytime you see this man, if you're the person who like the drama, they can stick around for some.
Go on.
Chances are it will be coming.
Go on. And Slovakia, if I may, then you wonder why, you know what I mean, there's so much problems here in Jamaica, why there's a problem with corruption. See, like, look at Finn behavior. Look at his behavior. See,
yeah.
You would have trust him for, you know what I mean, govern the affairs of Jamaica with you know what I mean, the utmost integrity when him can't ever conduct himself in a professional manner.
Well, and then give him ministerial positions.
Gone.
But watch this now. What I was saying earlier that him suck up to the oppressor. I mean, who is the MP for that area?
I think it's Daryl Vaz.
No, Daraban's sister.
Or this woman right here.
I don't know if it's her.
I think I'm wife this.
I don't know if it's she this, but it's a Vance, but I'm not Darrell.
Gone.
No man, if I'm Darrell, maybe he wouldn't need to access nothing for Darrell. Darrell would have speak for himself.
Okay, go on.
But remember, I'm saying, the MP so and so Vaz is already here. So
Anne
we want to
Marie
know,
Vaz.
huh?
Anne Marie Vaz. I think is she this.
Right. So there you have it now. When my run with the other guy now say,
Yeah.
the oppressor is already here.
Go on.
So we don't need you here. But this
Go on.
man just not no manners. Him used to be the minister for road and works, I think,
Go on.
Don't have to take it. Don't have to take it away from him because he can't get along with nobody.
Go on. And Silakia, you know what I mean, if we could pull a scripture which, you know what I mean, it basically address why we have such a terrible, you know what I mean, problem here in Jamaica with integrity and with corruption. See, 1 second. In the meanwhile, just remember to like, share, subscribe, you understand? This is the breakdown with Officer of 1,000, you know what I mean? Abadar 1 and Officer of 500, Kayad 1.
This is the perfect example of an African.
Right.
Sometimes I wonder if
They
he's
say
an
Mr. Africa.
Israelite. I
You
don't
wonder if
know.
he's a okay.
But I wonder because, the way he behave. Israelite no, well, I can't even tell, In born and grow out here for sure, I think,
Gone.
as far as I know.
You have Africans that born and grow out here.
No, you haven't,
age.
that at his age, I doubt it.
Okay. Well, all right. In my opinion, still, you know what I mean? Of course, I can't tell you whether or not him is a heathen, but him definitely indisciplined. You understand? For a politician. You know what I mean? Of course, we know that our politician, them behavior, even in the House of Parliament, is really, you know what I mean? It's really bad. But him definitely is the worst. You understand? Yeah. And then trickling down now to even the police now where you see on the street. Then you wonder why them deal with, you know what I mean, them brothers in a disrespectful way. You know what I mean? Of course, we know that they are the arm of the oppressor and the hatred that the oppressor has for us. It just, you know what I mean? It is represented in the police force and, you know what I mean? But if the politicians them can boldly behave like this, we can't expect no better from the police. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 10 and 2, and it says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. You know what I mean? When name Everald Warmington would be a judge, probably not be a magistrate judge, but you know what I mean? He's one of our political leaders. You know what I mean? So if his behavior is like this, then you can imagine, you know what I mean? What can you expect from a police officer or a soldier? You can't expect no better. You know what I mean? And if you might behave like that in the public, where am I do behind closed door? Can you trust him with the coffers of the people? You know what I mean? If him get a project for do, you know what I mean? You can you trust him enough to carry out that project or whatever governance duty him get with the utmost integrity? It don't seem so. Then, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. You understand? And that is why we have a society like what we have right now. See, we have a terrible society because, you know what I mean, our leaders, they are poor representatives, you know what I mean, of us. You understand? And the Bible I make you know say, if the judges and the leaders, you know what I mean, stay a certain way, you will find that in the society. And that's why Jamaica stay. You know what I mean? That's why the children of Israel, You know what I mean? The behavior that our people have, it is how it is because our leaders, them don't behave any better. You understand? But command in general, you honor the ISUPK, you know what I mean? Are leaders with morals and integrity. You understand? Yeah, man. So guess what? That's why you need to get into classes. Join our classes, watch our classes. You know what I mean? Support real leaders over blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian. You know what I mean? Because it's clear that the leaders that the oppressors give us, they are not qualified to be leaders. You understand? Slack, I yield, sir.
You know, well, there is not a situation that we can find ourselves in as blacks, Hispanics, and Native American where it's not already described in the Bible.
Right.
Not one. Right. You see this same scripture. You notice when you go in some of the Chinese store, them you know see the Chinese, but when you see the worker, them and how they treat the customers is a reflection of how you know that the boss treat them.
Gone.
This scripture fits them well as also. So you know this man here now you're going in his constituency or any portfolio that is over. You can tell the kind of treatment you would get. You understand?
Gone.
Because the people around him is going to, when he treat those people that way, they are going to rub it off on others.
Right.
The customers will get it.
Gone. And Slovakia, sir, you know what I mean? Based on how him behave. You can imagine how him treat him gardener. You can imagine how him treat him maid. You understand? You can imagine how him treat the regular worker that have to answer to him on a daily. You know what I mean? So look here.
Gardener and maid. Damn.
Gone.
You can just imagine.
Gone. And the problem with these leaders, they would never, like Sir that said earlier, see, they would never talk to the oppressor in that way, whether it be a poor oppressor, a member of parliament, whoever. You know what I mean? They're not going to deal with them in that fashion because what? It's a hatred for them own people. You understand? And that's a Christian mindset. You understand? That's a Christianity in him, you know.
Yeah, the hatred is really for them own people, not for the oppressor.
Not for the oppressor. That's a Christianity in him. You understand? And you see it everywhere you go, you know, the disrespect and the lack of, what do I call it now? The lack of proper, now I use customer service because at the end of the day, them claim to work for the people. So now I use the term customer service. In everywhere where you go.
Yeah,
if you go in a store,
that's the proper term.
Slakia, go ahead, sir.
No, I'm saying that's the proper term. Customer service.
God. You know what I mean? Because them are what them call themselves? Ministers. What does ministers do? Serve. You understand? But the same behavior, you see it everywhere. When you go to even a cambio, are the same behavior. When you go to a store, are the same behavior. Always a Christian behind the counter that have some kind of attitude, some kind of lack of customer service, where them are going to treat them own people a particular way. But guess what? You see, if the oppressor come up to that decks or wherever, they might get the utmost, you know what I mean, courtesy, you know what I mean, and politeness and good morning and good evening.
Yeah, you would, right. Salaki, you would wonder if it's the same person,
right?
Just dish out a bag of dirt to a customer.
Go on.
You understand? But you see, and these are the same people now, which is saying, let us remove the queen and go on self-governance.
Go on. Right. You know what I mean? When them
That's
behavior,
why I said I don't have any faith in them.
gone. You know what I mean? Them behavior
I
is
don't have any
that
faith in that neither party.
gone. So like, yeah, go ahead, sir. Are the delay are the problem? Because
So what
we
you're
have
saying?
like a couple seconds delay. You know what I mean? Sometimes I think you finish, and by the time I start talk, you know what I mean? The delay kind of affect it. So go ahead, sir.
No, just finish what you're saying and say what I'm saying.
Okay, can sir. Is you know what I mean? Like what Sir said, we not have no confidence in them because if Jamaica become a republic, what the difference? They have the same spirit of the oppressor. You understand? Are the same mentality, the same Christian mindset. It a go govern, you know what I mean, the Benjamites here in Jamaica. What gonna be the difference? We are gonna just be getting oppressed by our own people. You know what I mean? And them are gonna want to prove a point for say, yo, them can govern better than the oppressor. So we feel like them are gonna do worse than the oppressor. So, you know what I mean? Like Sir said, we don't have no confidence enough for them. Look at them behavior. Them behavior show, you know what I mean, tells you that, you know what I mean, you shouldn't have confidence in them. You understand? And as I said before, in a previous class, Zin, any constitution that we should come back to as the children of Israel, it have to be the scripture, because guess what go on? That is our true constitution as the Benjamites here in Jamaica. Seeing as a tribe of Benjamin here in Jamaica. You understand? That is our constitution. If we now come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, if Prime Minister Andrew Holness, you know what I mean, what's your name? Marlene Malahoo Fort, now teach with that we are the children of Israel. Jamaica becoming a republic, it no matter. You understand? We are going still in debt to the IMF, and further, we are going still going a further debt to the IMF. Because I know like them are going to become a republic, but the powers that be is still the powers that be. Who them serve is still who them serve. Them still in debt to the World Bank. The World Bank still are going to dictate, you know what I mean, what laws them implement. The LGBT, you know what I mean, Q, still are going to get pushed here in Jamaica. You understand? Why? Because them still serve the oppressor, regardless of if them become a republic. You understand? So unless we get our true nationality back as the children of Israel, nothing ever change. It only can get worse. You understand? So, Slakia, yield, sir.
So the children of Israel being, all right. You know, I always like to bring up yeah, we have some old sayings in Jamaica, you know, which it is timeless, meaning whatever era you're going to, they can be applied. They have a saying, you know, when dish towel turn tablecloth, it give knife and fork trouble.
Good.
This man's behavior is nothing more than dish towel, you know, but the role that is played is a tablecloth. So you know who is the formal person now. He's giving you hell. So it can't change. You have to re-educate our people. Understand? You have to re-educate our people. Our people need a with more and more. Being in the more time I spend in the truth, more time I am in the truth, is the more I see why the most I say he's going to take us in the wilderness of the people. Wherever that is, right? So, meaning, all right, when we left Egypt in Moses' time, he brought us in the wilderness for re-education. So much so that it cost the life of
Right.
all those who came out of Egypt. All those who were alive or coming out of Egypt had to die. Now it's the same thing this time again. We're gonna have to be re-educated. Because Erie is now treating I don't know who the person is, if he's an Israelite or not. But the point is not whether he's an Israelite or not. The point is, it's somebody who is serving the people.
Right.
So, all right. In the time of when we were in Jerusalem ruling, you had other nations around us, who from time to time a king might give a particular task and say, all right, here, you will deal with this. Because those Edomites who were among us, from time to time they had tasks, How you behave in that task, in while carrying that role. You have to conduct yourself in a certain way where, which you still have to conduct yourself by our laws. That's the point I'm
Right.
trying to make. What our laws tell you how we treat our people and things, you have to do that. But that is why I say, for me, his nationality is questionable because, I mean, how him behave is the other Israelites who are in service don't behave like him. His behavior is off the charts.
Gone.
His manner is off the charts. I don't know why. I don't know anything much about his background, but he needs some re-education. Give him too old for that. So he can't teach. Again can't teach all dog new trick.
Right. Gone.
So like him now, why it would be one. It would be fun to bring him in the wilderness and try to eradicate him.
Right.
That would be fun. That would be something else. Based on his mannerism. But maybe it's a case where him talk certain things while there are others who are in the system who feel the same way but is afraid to talk.
Right.
That could be the case as well.
Gone.
Because his mouth don't have any bricks. There's no control mechanism on his mouth.
Gone.
But I have a feeling there are others in the system who think and feel just like the things that he utters most time. They're thinking it, but they are afraid to say it.
Right. And I mean, it does show you how them behave behind closed door. You know what I mean? He might just be the outspoken one. You know what I mean? Who don't care. Him just no business because, you know what I mean? Him don't see what it's all about already. That it's not about anything of integrity. It's not about, you know what I mean, presenting yourself as a respectable person. Because probably him know how them behave behind closed doors. And him just say, well, let's just show it to the public.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, is that right? Him, Salaki, like him would be saying, oh, so you really don't like them, but you're afraid to say it. Well, guess what? Me don't like them neither. I'm not afraid to say it.
Gone.
You know, he has been around in politics from Edward Seaga time.
Okay, gone.
Yeah, man. You know, but I mean, Andrew was a junior man under Seaga time. They are majority of them did it from Seaga time. I don't know what about him. But anyway, let's move on. Let's not give him half of the show.
Can. All right, so we just going to jump to, you know what I mean, one of the meteor stories. So this article is basically, you know what I mean, about the Wagner group leader threatening to defect. You understand? Remember, like, share, subscribe. If you have a question or a comment, feel free to just put it in the chat. See, this says, Wagner Group boss says he will pull fighters out of Bakhmut. The leader of Russia's Wagner mercenary group says he will withdraw his troops from the Ukrainian city of Bakhmut on the 10th of May because of ammunition shortages. Slakia, them name are kind of difficult to pronounce, but I think his name is Yevgeny Prigozhin. Statement came after he posted a video of him walking among his dead fighters' bodies, blaming top Russia defense officials. All right, so we have that tape, Zine, and we're going to play it.
Гибли сегодня. Еще кровь свежая. Вот это вот парни ЧВК «Вагнер», которые погибли сегодня. Еще кровь свежая. Сними всех. А теперь слушайте меня, блядь. Это чьи-то, блядь, отцы. И чьи-то сыновья. И те, которые не дают нам боеприпасы.
Slakia, sir, that is a furious man we are looking upon right there, so you know. On the face.
A furious Russian.
God. A furious devil. And the man look like Satan too, you know. Slakia. You know what I mean? So Slakia, why you take on this, sir?
Play it out with me here, man. And I'll give him any ammunition.
God.
Будут в аду жрать их потроха, блядь. У нас нехватка боеприпасов 70%. Шойгу! Герасимов! Где боеприпасы? Посмотрите на них, Если вы даете норму боеприпасов, их в 5 раз меньше. Они пришли сюда добровольцами и умирают за то, чтобы вы жировали в своих кабинетах с красным деревом. Учтите это!
Slakia.
That man, they're a real bad man.
God.
Then go up on camera and talk to, hey, America, them would afraid to do that, you know.
God.
The man said they are dying so that you can go and gamble in your redwood cabinet, something like that.
God.
They're dying so that you can go and live life. They are volunteers. They are somebody's fathers and sons. Now, these, I don't know, him seem furious. The curiosity there is, that is not a show.
So lucky, I mean, I say the same thing.
Not doing that for the show of it.
God.
But the thing is, somebody could be siphoning off ammunitions. Maybe those ammunition end up in because there's a conflict right now in Sudan. Those ammunition could end up in Sudan
God.
rather than here on the front line. Because obviously they use ammunition in the war still, both sides must have ammunition shortage.
Yeah, because Ukraine said them have ammunition shortage.
Right. Remember one time America I tell them so they need to use it more economically. No, you then a war and the ammunition is what you use to save a life. You're going to tell me to use it economically.
God.
But in a way they're right because it is not a never-ending stream of ammunitions. Right? So, and that is the next thing. When you put men on front line who don't have the proper training, then they're not going to know how to wait for that one kill,
Right.
use one shot instead of 100 shots.
Right. They might try to win the battle at all costs.
Exactly. So the most they can do is just flood them with the ammunition.
God.
But in give a date, May 10, it's quite possible that that date was preset and for them to pull out, whether they have wherever they reach,
God.
and another group ready to take over. It could be. But somebody is cipher is and then at first then do it to him.
Right, God, because he has been complaining about ammunition for some time now.
I have a feeling some of them you can't. There's no way anybody put people on the front line have 70% shortage of ammunition. Those
Right.
ammunitions going somewhere else. So it's either things gonna get worse in Sudan or a new conflict is going to start somewhere.
Right.
Let's see what happens in the next 2 weeks with existing conflicts and if new conflicts that break out. Because since this war, the conflict, the ammunition factories haven't closed on both sides. They're spitting out ammunition. So, it must be going somewhere else.
Right.
All right, maybe this is is a good segue into the fist bumping conflicts.
Another one, God, it's like, before we go into that, may have a precept, a scripture, just to show that how the Most High did, how Israel, fight war is we don't throw our soldiers into the battle like cannon fodder, as they would have said. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
See, with these heathens, what them do, them put them own on the battlefield without proper ammunition, proper gears, and all them things that, you know what I mean? But when Gideon did a fight against the Midianites, You know what I mean? Gideon actually cared about the life of him soldiers. See, this is the book of Judges, chapter 7 and 3, and it said, now therefore proclaim in the ear of the people, saying, whoever is fearful and afraid, let him turn and depart at once from Mount Gilead. And 22,000 of the people return, and 10,000 remain. You know what I mean? So the way the Most High conduct is warfare. Him not gonna put people in the battle who afraid. You know what I mean? Yet alone those who are unequipped, because the Most High care about, you know what I mean, in people. Soldiers are not dispendable, you know what I mean, resources, you know what I mean, like all these heathens, you know what I mean, conduct them warfare. You understand? Commanding General, your honor, don't put us out into the, you know what I mean, in the street, you know what I mean, unprotected. The reason why we don't have speakings here in Jamaica is because of, you know what I mean, protocol, you know what I mean, defense protocol, you know what I mean. Commanding General, your honor, don't allow just two person alone to go out because what? Commanding General, your honor, love him soldier them. You understand? But you can see that these heathens don't value them soldiers. Them just put them out there to die. You understand? And this heathen right here, it seems like we know him is a heartless bastard, you know, sir, because guess what go on? Him choose the fight of them who are coming from prison. Him choose prisoners. But even him can't stand for see them just die so without the ability to defend themselves. So him a complain. You understand? This is the luck here. I hear, sir. All right.
That is the next point, the next thing too, because you know, I have a feeling this war going to wrap up this year. So you know, it's a matter of if them want them man, if them want them man, they're coming back home.
Gone.
Or you know, let them die out there.
Gone.
If they were criminals and then you put them in war and then put them back in the society, you know what is going to happen.
Right. Gone. And Slovakia, just like the heathens, you know what I mean? That is how them treat them people. You understand? Them have no, I can imagine. And it's at the oppressor same way, you know, Russia is the oppressor, you know. So you can imagine if them deal with them own people in that manner. Where the oppressor over here have been doing to us. You know what I mean? We see that before, we see that right in front of our eyes. We see the, you know what I mean, the prison rate amongst our people. We see, you know what I mean, the politics that is against our people, the system that marginalize our people. You know what I mean? Not to mention slavery where we are come from. Because them even have love for them own people. So what you expect them to do to the large people? You understand? You understand? So slack, yes, sir. All right. So this is a good segue into this. You know what I mean? Next, you know what I mean? Boxing match. Can say. You know what I mean? Ukrainian and Russian politicians are diplomats. You know what I mean? Basically, having a brawl. Slack, yeah.
Що з українським прапором робиш, а? It's our flag. We're gonna fight for this flag. Please. Yes.
Man, go back, God. Take back in flag for him.
Yeah.
Well, you know, had it been some Negroes you don't hear about these, you don't hear these niggers.
Gone.
That is in Ankara, Turkey.
You know what I mean? Like what you say, sir, if it was black people, if can you imagine if it was couple of our politicians them out here, was it if it was Everald Warmington and you know what I mean? And somebody else on the next side.
That's why everyone that we wonder if Warmington are real. You know, some behave like them.
It behave like them, can't.
Yeah. As black as him be, you know, so he can be a Edomite though.
Can't. You know what I mean?
There's some black skin Edomite out there.
Can't. It's luck here. Can you imagine if I did our politicians them? You know what I mean? It would make international news many times over. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? All right, sir. What you want to do? You want to go into the other stories them or keep it under the time? What you want to do?
Can't take on one more. Or if you want to elaborate some more on the Ukraine conflict here. You know, some serious things happening down there now.
Gone.
There's another thing about the conflict that I want to bring out on Sunday. Let that aspect remain till Sunday. But this tug of war in the well, it must have been some meeting. So you know, this show you how long ago them said this happened.
All right. Well, this video is just today. So this probably happened yesterday.
All right. So it's as if they're still not ready for negotiations.
Gone.
Still not ready for the negotiation. And I mean, what? I know Ukraine not seeing what Russia is saying, you know, about having them joining NATO and being right on their border, you know.
Gone.
We here in Jamaica, we understand all that. Our politicians understand all that. So they have never made any move to go against America. Not even in the time of Michael, when Michael said democratic socialism. Michael wasn't making any move to go against America to bring the Soviets and their weapons of war in Jamaica. And I'm sure. We don't do those things with the Chinese either. So we are very mindful of these things. Ukraine don't understand that.
Right.
And that is what is getting them into trouble. You have which other country? Finland joined Ukraine the other day, joined NATO the other day.
Gone.
But Finland is a smaller country than Ukraine. Easier for Russia to monitor wherever the nuclear, if they allow NATO to place nuclear on their border, which they might not do because they have remained neutral for years. Even during communist time, they were neutral. All right? So they might not allow NATO to still put any nuclear within their country. But Ukraine now would allow that. So when Finland joined NATO, and I think Sweden Sorry, student application is pending. But you know, these conflicts is just escalating. Because the other day with the drone attack on the Kremlin,
God.
it,
The
it caused,
assassination attempt.
you can see it vexed. Yes, it vexed the Russians, and the Russians start to look out at America and say, we have been very patient with you. You know, basically they're telling America that you're pushing your luck. And the Americans don't seem to take it serious, you know. So what do you think going to happen? I saw the sudden destruction thing going on.
God.
You push a man, and him look like him now. You think him no vex? Or you think him he's scared of you? Until he just turn back on you like a lion.
Right.
That time it's too late. When you realize how vexing be, it's too late. I understand.
Right. All right. So, Slakia, if you don't have anything else to say, sir, you know what I mean? We're all just close out that show here tonight. You know what I mean? Some interesting stories. Zine. All right. We have a reminder people them. Remember to subscribe to the Breakdown podcast channel. You understand? On YouTube. You know what I mean? Follow us follow our Facebook page, ISUPK Jamaica, and subscribe to ISUPK Jamaica and YouTube as well. You understand? This is another breakdown. We have to close it. We have to clip it right here. Remember, if you have questions, leave it in the comments. You know what I mean? Share up on all social media platforms. With that, we have a close up. Shalom.
Shalom. Yabashim Shakata.
Yabashim Shakata.
Prepare slaughter. We about to bombard their whole operation. Certified priests, prophesying this my occupation. This shit outrageous. They done made the truth docile. That's why we on the corner crying aloud, looking hostile. It's UPK style. Can't stop now. Find this warfare couldn't last one round. Let the oppressed rise, and let the rich mourn till the sundown. Enough with this shit, about to make it hot, call it compound. This for my niggas, put the guns in the drugs down. Dwelling in peace till the Lord call for the bloodhounds. Try to decide my death and got beside yourself. Swore drawn for what you perform, how you gon' hide yourself? Devil got to die for his lies and his dreams. Ain't got no love for them crackers, nah, just cruel intentions. And in my father's house is spinning mansions. I got plenty bitch for the Avengers. This your death sentence. I'm talking to you. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter. That they do not rise. Go ahead and fill the world with lies. Ain't die for your skin, you gon' die for your pride. I'm talking to you. So warn for your life. Your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till the devils that the end is near. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah. Now they shook from vicious words out this handed book. About to take these rappers back to school. My flow standing hook. They crossed the line, ain't no coming back. You became no cowards. The only thing sweet is the honey check. Righteous is the Lord. Give me rest from my sorrow. And hand down death for them devils. There's no tomorrow. Why? Cause they violence leave a man a stiff corpse. You see a flag in the bench shoot me. I'm talking here. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, slaughter. That they do not rise and fill the world with lies and die for your skin. You gon' die for your crime. I'm talking to you. So warn for your life. Your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till the devil's that the end is still. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah.
The police just shot him for no apparent reason. No reason at all. They asked for license and registration. That's the police officer over there that did it. With the black on. I can't really do shit because they got me handcuffed. I can't believe they just did this. I'm fucking back!